In today's video, I am going to be showing you how you can use technology to your advantage and in apps like CoachLens as an example, where you can look at what you've been doing on the basketball court and how you can improve yourself. I'm going to be going over some of the steps that I've ran with David with this specific app that you can do as well. So let's get down and let's really check this out. So this is the first time that I've had David go 1-2 off of 2 feet and then try to go for a dunk. David can dunk. He gets very high. Believe me, he can dunk. So basically, let's just look at some of the things that he was doing at the beginning of this. So the idea here is just to attack very similar to like Vince Carter, go off of 2 feet, and then to go for a dunk. Now, going for this first dunk off of 2 feet and angling your body, he was unsuccessful. He could barely get the rim. And there's a lot of things that he was doing wrong that he would have never been able to catch if he didn't have a video app that I could use to break down and show him what he was doing wrong. So first off, this penultimate step is not very far. He stepped from here to here. This is not a very long distance. If you can expand your penultimate step, your last big step into your 1-2 jump, then that's going to allow you to be able to jump higher. You're going to be able to push more of your momentum into your vertical jump, and that is extremely important. Next is if we look at this, look at how far back his shoulders are versus his knees and his toes. He's not really getting a lot of strength from his lower back. And we can see that right here where he's trying to step into it, trying to put all of his weight off of that one leg, trying to essentially jump off of one, and he wasn't exactly very balanced either. Now going into this next clip, he's making longer steps to attack that basket, but look at the long step he made right there. He's gone from that part of the court right there, and he's gone forward to here. So he's gone that long of a distance on one step. That is extremely important. Being able to cover that much ground is going to allow you to be able to push yourself up into the air so that you can jump higher. Next, he goes on to 2 feet now. While he's still got his shoulders back, they're actually a bit more forward than they were before, and he's got a wider base here. Now he's pushing more off of this back leg and then going off of 2 at the exact same time. So now he's getting a lot more strength off of this jump instead of trying to push his whole body forward and just going off of one leg. He's going off of 2 legs now. Both of them leave the ground at the exact same time, and he's gained at least a good 4 inches of vert just by changing those 2 things. Now there's a lot more things that he can do to be able to jump higher and get this dunk made, but this is a very good start. You can really see that he's going to be able to accelerate and really be able to excel at this dunk very soon. If he can just get his shoulders a little bit more forward, that would be able to engage that lower back a lot more, and he will be able to make this dunk. And we have not tried this dunk on an actual court yet, but when you are on pavement, as we have right here, this is very hard to be able to transfer your energy up versus a wood court. Now, when we're looking at these dunks right here with David, he's on a wooden court. He's going off of 1 leg. There's other dunks where he's going off of 2 legs. Now, if we're really breaking this down, what I really want to try and show you is you can also use this to your advantage when it comes to training. So you can use an angle tool like this. And when you look at 126 degrees, that's okay. You want to be in that 120 to about 130 range when you're going off of 1 foot. You can use this to your advantage because now when you are working out and you're doing the single leg strength, you want to try and do one of 2 things at like on opposite days. So on one day, what you should try and do is to work at that same degree. So if you want to try and do lunge jumps, lunge jump at 125-ish degrees, because now that is going to translate to in-game speed, in-game strength, because you're going from that angle and you're exploding out from that angle, versus going into a lunge jump and going for maximum range. That's going to help you with injury prevention, and you can do those on opposite days. So for example, on a Monday, you want to work on your actual degree of where you're jumping. On a Wednesday, you can go full range of motion, because then you're working on injury prevention, but then you're working on your actual in-game strength. Now, this is just not an angle that I can use because I'm kind of going from behind, but going into the whole thing that I was just mentioning and explaining to a player, hey, use more lower back, get your shoulders more forward. He's jumping from pretty far away. This is a good distance away to try and push yourself to dunk from, and he was able to make it. Now, going back on video, when we see landings like this, where now your body is going in this momentum right here towards that side of your body, your right side, and your foot is facing out this way. This is now putting a lot of pressure on your knee. And if you don't look back at video in general and wonder, why does my knee hurt the next day after dunking? If you're dunking and landing on one leg and you're landing sideways on one leg, that's putting a lot of pressure on your knee. And if you're going to be landing on one knee or one leg, you need to be either facing forward in the direction that you came from or facing away. You cannot be facing sideways. This is going to create injuries further on down the line. Now, landing on 2 feet is preferable, as we see right here. However, this is another dunk that we can look at and say, well, where is a lot of the strength coming from? Well, a lot of the strength is coming from being able to kick your knee forward, use your shoulders momentum to pull yourself up into the air, and then you're able to dunk with 2 hands like this. So now, with a 2-foot jump, you're going to get much lower. And when you're getting lower, now you're going to be training more closer to about that 90-ish degrees. Now, if we can slow this down, and we have David come in at this degree right here, and we can try to pause it right there. We can see that he is at roughly about 120 degree. If he can get much lower and he can push his shoulders a little bit more forward, he is going to be a much more successful dunker off of 2 feet. Now, we can see this in apps like Coach Lense. Coach Lense is extremely important to be able to use if you're a player or a trainer or a coach. And just so you can see this dunk, I'm not going to deny it from you. There's the dunk right there. He goes up one hand. So by using apps like Coach Lense, which you can get down in the description for 10% off with my link, that is what's going to allow you to be able to jump higher and allow you to really analyze your ability to dunk and, of course, get higher just by strategy and footwork alone. I hope that this video has helped you. Make sure to go check out that app, and I will see you guys again in my next video.